This video would show us how to give permission to different staffs and different parents and students, and for that the initial step would be clicking on security. From there, click on permission. From here we need to choose the role type. Okay, say the admin would have all the access to all the roles here. Alright, say since the admin has all the access for the roles, so we would give the permission of access to all the roles here. Okay, for that first we need to click on collapse all, and individually we can expand each and every module. So the admin would have access to all the modules here, or say all the roles. So we need to click on each of the roles here. Okay, and once we are done with assigning the permission of the admin, we need to click on submit. Alright, and let's say for staff the default access are these roles. That means the staffs of this particular school would have the access for viewing the dashboard, the application, updating the application, application approval, and that goes till all the modules here. Okay, and if you want that these roles or these access should be changed, then in order to uncheck all the roles within a single go, we need to double click on this checkbox. Okay, see, these are nothing but the system defined default roles of the staff. These roles are under the list of a set default permission. That means the set default permission tab contains all the access roles which we have just edited. Let's edit the access of the staffs. Alright, so now let's assign the access of the staffs here. The staff would, let's say, are given the permission for the attendance. That means if we select attendance policy for students, that means the staffs would be able to take the attendance of the staff and the students. Okay, and if we choose only attendance policy for student, that means the staffs would be able to take the attendance for the students. If we expand this, then you would find several options. That means whether the staffs would be able to view the attendance, to take new attendance or update, or even they could be able to delete or remove attendance records. If we need to choose several access, then we need to click on the particular access roles, or we can give the permission as a whole by clicking on the checkbox next to attendance policy for student. Say the staffs could also create the event. Okay, then we could also give him the permission to have the access of creating events for the school. He could also be able to put in the marks for different subjects and for different students. Okay, and let's say he could also manage the grade. Click on manage grade. Let's say he could also configure the timetable or the period for the student. Okay, he could also put in the marks and assign subjects. He could also create weekend. He could create the timetable. Alright, and next, from students, he could be able to have the access for mark sheet, for the periodic attendance, the daily attendance, and student promotion, and for different students. Okay, let's say the staffs would also be able to have access for document management. Then we could directly check the box here. Okay, he may also handle the reports like the student information, student performance, the student report, the school student strength report. Okay, and he also has the access for the SMS, that means sending SMS to different individuals. And for security, he could also handle the security part. Okay, and now once we are done with assigning the different access, then we need to click on submit. Okay, and now comes the student. By default, the students have some access like viewing their profile, viewing their records. See, let me show you what are the access for the students. See, these are the access for the student. That means a student with his or her user ID could log in and view his own profile or own record and view the details of his or her in read-only mode. Hence, a student would have only the access to view his records and his detail. Here we would not edit the role or the permission of the student. Okay, and then we would submit it. And now the parents would have the access to view their wards details. Okay, by default. However, let's create some permissions to the parents. Say they would be able to view the fee collection report of the student. That means the records of the payments or the fee collections made by their wards. They would be able to view the mark sheet of the students, that means their wards. They would be able to view the details of their wards, okay, in read-only mode. And then we need to click on submit. And if you wish to give other permissions to the parents, then you could also do so. And now we would see the default permission. There are few default permissions of the staffs, the students, as well as the parent. So if we click on set default permission, then the default permissions to the different individuals can be configured. Since the default permission for different individuals is not being configured, so that means there are no default permissions till now made for the different individuals, and then we need to click on submit. Now the role types that we have configured, that is the role types which are user defined. Say for the accountant we need several permissions. Say he would handle the fee collection part, okay, and for that let's collapse all, and then from there click on students, and we are giving him the permission for the fee collection. Okay, under fee collection he could view the fees collected, he could collect new fees, he could update the records and delete the records. Okay, so we are giving him the access to handle the fee collection master, and then from reports we are giving him the access to handle fee schedule. Okay, and now once we are done with giving the permission, we need to click on submit. And the last one would be examiner. He would be able to have the permission for examination. Say he would have the permission for marks assignment, he could create the exam category, okay, he could manage grade, and let's see, he could put in the marks, he could break the marks, and that's it. We would not assign any other roles to him, and then we need to click on submit. If you wish to make any changes regarding the role types, you could just select the role type, and from here you could do the same. Okay, and then once you are done with the modification, you need to click on submit.